This podcast is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find other great shows on the network, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. That's deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Hold on, stop. Welcome back to the Shit Show 2.0.
Okay, Boomer.
Damn millennials. Wow.
Did not know that. Even flirters who are obviously mentally ill. You want to be my wife?
Oh, this is gonna go downhill real quick.
What is going on, and welcome to Take on the World with
Johnny. Was it someone else?
Nope,
Just Johnny?
just Johnny and Mike D. I was waiting for the Johnny whatever.
Johnny Rocket. Rocket.
You ever been to a Johnny Rockets?
No.
I have.
What is that, a burger joint?
Yeah.
Are they even open anymore?
I don't know. I think they still have them on cruise ships because I think I saw one on a cruise ship. But there
I
used,
think of Johnny Rockets and I don't think
there used to be one up at Montage Mountain,
where's that?
up towards Scranton Wilkes-Barre.
Oh, okay. It sounds kind of gimmicky.
It is. It's actually pretty cool. But I had the best pumpkin pie milkshake I've ever had in my life.
Ooh, that sounds good.
They went over to the pie thing, cut a piece of pumpkin pie, and I'm like, holy crap. And they're like, yeah, that's not the best of it.
Well, they just blend it in together.
Oh, yeah. Well, dude, it was awesome. Anyway, they also do singing breaks, and it's like a 50s style type gimmick. I don't know. It's cool. I think me and Nathan were there. We had a good time.
This is brought to you by... we'll pick it up.
You want you like? Just tell them what it is.
Folks, have you ever had a Bim Bomb? That is BIMBOM.
We make no money from this.
Bim Bomb. But I would sure hope they support us if they ever saw this. Because they're freaking awesome. Bim Bomb. With a surprise in the middle.
That's what you really like. That juicy surprise in the middle. They're actually are pretty good. And
we both have like a pile of them in front of us.
Where are they made?
The Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Roshen is the company's name. And I looked them up and they have like 4 plants in the Ukraine.
So there's probably uranium in them.
I would hope so. I think, dude, they make a bunch of other different stuff too that I want to try. Like milk chocolates and creamy filled center chocolate.
Mm-hmm. So you'll have to bear with me. I am getting over bronchitis.
Yeah, you sound like shit.
Yeah, I know. And I'm coughing like hell.
You tried to give whatever you had to me, and my body just prevailed.
No, I was on antibiotics by the time
No, you weren't. You're like, yeah, by the way, I've been sick for like a month. And I just got on antibiotics today.
Yeah, antibiotics, see? Don't make me laugh. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bear with me.
I chalk it up to my my genes.
Jeez, I usually have good resistance to illness, but when I get sick, I get freaking sick.
Hey, I weighed myself today.
Did you cry?
No. I weighed myself in your bathroom before I came down.
What were you doing in my bathroom?
What does one do in the bathroom, Mike?
I don't know what you were doing.
Oh, I smelled all your underwear. Obviously. Duh. Right now I saw that scale there and I'm like, I tapped on it. I'm like, ooh. I haven't weighed myself in a long time.
Okay.
And I'm a lot lighter than I was at my heaviest.
But still not willing to say your weight.
299.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
My heaviest, I was 320.
So you're almost as heavy as me.
Yeah. How much you at?
325.
Okay.
Down from 370.
Nice. Fist bump. Good on you, dog.
Anywho, we're done talking about fat people.
We wear it well. Would you look at me and ever say I look like I weigh
No.
300 pounds?
No.
I would love to just tackle somebody at this weight. Just full on NFL.
You would break in half, dude.
Boom. I would probably break in half, but the other person's getting something. I don't care who you are. It's still blubber coming at you.
So, as we're doing this, our last episode that we taped has not come out yet. It'll come out this Thursday.
I'm really looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I was mistaken. I thought I loaded one up and I did not load it, so we missed a week. That was completely on me.
Well, that's right. Yeah, you didn't load up the Oh, it's the I don't want to say Jim Britcher.
No.
What's the
Packer.
The Colorado Cannibal.
So, but this week will be the last one we take, which was the
we're only
history of petroleum jelly and Vaseline, which sounds boring, but it was actually kind of interesting.
It's pretty funny. I feel like we should do like more of that, like American ingenuity stuff. I don't know. We cover it all.
We've done a lot.
There's just so much shit that like interests me that I find it I find is interesting.
I mean, you dig back in our archives, and we've done Tesla.
Yeah, and what was the one I texted you last night about? I'm like, have we done this? I'm like, yeah, like
I'm going to tell you something, dude. About every 3 months, you ask me if we've done that.
I can't remember.
But you must have asked me like 9 times now.
Well, that's how interesting I find it. And I don't know. We just
well, go ahead and say what you text me about.
I don't remember.
Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yes, I went on this like thing last night on the Great Lakes, and I don't know if I sent you the Nat Geo thing.
Yes, you did.
The storms.
Yes,
and
they're called November Witches.
Yeah, and
because you know why I know that?
No,
because I extensively researched for a podcast that we did on the great shipwrecks of the Great Lakes.
He's yeah, I forget. Listen, man, I've been through a lot. It's been a long year. Maybe I just have a short memory. I'm getting old, man. I had a freak out moment when I left my house today. I started backing up out of my driveway, and I was like, I kind of stopped, and I was like, where am I going? Why don't you laugh? That's not funny, man. It's like, I was like, I didn't remember like which way I should go. And there's only 2 ways out of my driveway, left or right. And both lead to here. I didn't know which way to go. And then it took me a second. I'm like, oh, yeah, all right, fuck. I don't know, man. Everything's white and frozen, and I'm cold. And
yeah, wherever you're at, if you're in Pennsylvania, you know what we're talking about. But it has been cold as a witch's nipple.
Yeah. It's the whole East Coast. It's fucking snowing in Florida.
Yeah,
it hasn't snowed in Florida since.
For my Florida peeps, we're all that.
It's 70 degrees here. Ha ha ha. How you like your snow? Ha ha ha.
I believe Orlando's high was 58 from someone I know down there. So I know you said I read the lowest I read was -17, and you.
No, this is my car said this.
Yeah, so that's what my car said too.
So my car, on my way to work at a certain spot, which is in a little valley in the country, said -20. Now I understand it's a wind chill factor. It's not the ambient temperature, but -20 on my car.
Yeah, well, when we both got to work, mine read a -11. You said that's what yours read.
Yeah.
And I went on the roof to check some stuff, and the thermometer up there said -11.
So cold.
Yeah, I don't. Can you really notice the difference between -11 and a -20?
I don't know.
It's fucking cold.
I don't stay outside that long to find out. So, what are we looking at today, dude?
Well, I wanted to sit in on one of your prison sessions,
Okay.
and I shot you this text message, or I rapped with you in the morning. I didn't know if this met your criteria of prisons, but this is England's military prison, a more modern one. And you kind of looked over it and you're like, yeah, let's do it. And I was actually kind of shocked. I didn't think you wanted to do it.
So
it's an interesting topic on its own, but I didn't think it meant like.
Well, so I do my lockups different than we do the regular podcast.
Yeah.
I just give information and I cover certain things. But so
it's not a lockup per se.
It's not a lockup per se. So, but the things I look for in the prisons I cover is something unique about them, something different than you'd see someplace else, right. Whether it be high security or low security, or
I'm not sure what this will be.
The smallest prison in the world or the largest. Or the distinctive thing about this one is where these started and how they got the distinctive name. So this absolutely fits a niche.
Okay.
So what we're going to be talking about today is Great Britain's military prisons, which we're going to be talking about the original Glasshouse military prison.
What did they call them a penal colony?
Okay. Back then, yes. It's changed now. They don't even call it a prison anymore.
No kidding.
Because the military, well, I think we'll get there, but just modern day, their military correction centers are meant to legitimately rehabilitate soldiers to come back and serve in the military honorably.
Right. This is your last stop.
Yeah, you're getting another chance.
You're kicked out, and then whatever.
Now they also use them. But this might be a few years back. They used them for like almost a scared straight program. Okay. We watched that one video where they took offenders who
the bad lads.
They took offenders off the street and said, "Look, you're either going to go do hard time, or you're going to come to this facility. You're going to be treated like you're in the military. You're going to follow orders." And it wasn't particularly, like, for someone who's never been in the military, it would seem very tough and rigid. But for someone who's been in the military and followed these orders, it's not.
Right.
It's just you're expected to do this, 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 and this. And the consequences for not doing this, 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 and this is this. And as with the military, you're always given another opportunity to succeed. So they want these kids coming off the street, these bad lads coming off the street to succeed. But I digress. That's in the future of this conversation. We're going to start off with Aldershot, Hampshire, England, which is the original 1870.
19th century.
Yes.
Freaking, do tell.
So what was unique about this structure? It was originally designed to hold 165 inmates. It was a 3-story building, kind of what you would consider a conventional looking inside prison, tiered system. But what was distinctive about it was it had a glazed ceiling. So when they say glazed ceiling, just means glass. But it was a distinctive glass. It was lantern glass, which had a green hue to it. And it was very thick. So hence the name Glasshouse.
Well, should we back up just 1 second? I told you how I came about this. I watched that video. It was like a 3-4 part special, and they just called it the Glasshouse. And I was like, "Yo, check this out." And he goes, "What Glasshouse?" There was many glass houses. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. What? I'm like, it just said. I thought the name of the one prison was called the Glasshouse. But
So after this, they started calling all their military prisons Glasshouse.
yeah,
It's kind of like
you kind of had to do some in-depth research to find out what each facility was called.
right.
Because that night, what was that video we watched was in the 90s or whatever,
Yeah, that was the.
and it had
They showed a couple people who came in for different things.
right, and that was called Glasshouse, but that's like a slang term for it.
Yeah,
And
it's like Kleenex.
right,
Someone wants a tissue, they
Yeah.
ask for a Kleenex.
yeah.
Well, that's what this term became for the military prisons. That became the origin of the Glasshouse name. It was due to its glass roof, and it just stuck for everybody. Like because it goes back so far. By 1946, it was holding between 400 and 500 prisoners, more than doubling its intended capacity.
That's a lot of inmates.
That is a lot of inmates in a space not meant to hold that much. So
of guys that you're trying to rehabilitate, not just throwing in a cell and forgetting about.
right. Well, back then it was a little bit different. The criteria for going in was a little bit different, but they said even back then they were treated better than someone in a civilian prison. The food was slightly better, as good as it could be. The facility was kept cleaner as much as you could in the 1800s. The architecture was Victorian in style. It was strict, but generally better than civilian prisons at the time. The living quarters were described as outrageously Spartan, which is like you got a mattress on the floor, a blanket, a sink. That's it. But in some civilian prisons at the time, you didn't have a floor. You had a wood plank, or you had mud in the 1800s. You didn't, or you were on just stone, no blanket, no nothing.
Yeah.
Prisoners could earn extra privileges through good behavior. There was early morning inspections. They had morning drill and training. So they maintained that military structure because it was a military prison. There was outdoor time provided. I'm not sure if that means recreational time or just like marching and whatever. So you say you want to march?
Marching up and down the square. I knew this part was going to come.
Excuse me. The focus on restoring moral tone and improving physical condition, rigorous and what the hell did I type? I can't even read it. My
Demeanor?
No.
Non-harsh demeanor?
Back here.
Rigorous and exciting drills and occupations to discourage repeat offenses.
That's exacting. Now that I highlighted, I can read it. My glasses are blurry.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
You might want to get new glasses.
I need new glasses. However, it's because I have this cold. My eyes are. Anyway. No prison uniforms were worn. I think they were still wearing not their full military uniform because they're stripped of rank. I think like their BDUs and their t-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Not their overcoats like John's wearing his
Field
British
jacket.
military field jacket.
Slightly 2 sizes too small.
The food qualities were reported good. Continental breakfast was provided.
That's why I got thrown in the glass house. I got too fat.
Yeah.
No more coffee soup for you, sir.
While it was generally better than civilian prisons, the strict military disciplines and Spartan living conditions were designed to be a deterrent against future infractions. Again, they focused on rehabilitation and maintaining military readiness as part of their penal institutions at the time. So the original Glasshouse had some expansions. So 10 years after it was built, did I put the cost of the building there? Yes. The construction cost in 1870 was 6,000 British pounds, which in today's American dollars is $1,140,849.91.
That's a lot of pounds.
In 1870 money to now American dollars. So the addition that was put on cost about 5,000 pounds, which is, let's just round it up to $1 million. Here's 960,822, blah, 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 American dollars. So what they added, medical inspection unit. No. What did they add then? Oh, they added more to the, more cell blocks when they did that.
I would have loved seeing this place back in the day. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't. I wonder if,
Well, I do have pictures.
if they abused people, like not abused, but like hit them. Hell, I like you. You can come over to my house and fuck my sister. Ugh.
So I'll be adding these pictures so we can all see them. That's what it looked like.
It looks like a prison.
Yeah.
Minus the bars and the barbed wire.
So,
Do you think they played Jenga
no,
on their off time?
not in the 1800s. In 1930, a medical inspection unit was added, and the gymnasium was added in 1930. Again, the emphasis was to improve military skills and physical fitness. By 1946, it was holding between 400 and 500 prisoners. Overcrowding. Oh, okay. Here's what I'll get to. 1946, February 23rd and 24th, 1946. Because of the overcrowding, there was a huge riot, and that led to the destruction of the main building. Actually, there in one of the pictures I have, I thought here. You have all the inmates standing on the roof of the jail.
Oh shit! Look at that.
And these onlookers looking like, what the hell's going on? But then that main building got destroyed by the riot.
Wow.
So it was burnt down. It was demolished in 1958. So that Glasshouse became synonymous with all military establishments in the UK. Military prison establishments.
So were they like standing on the glass panes of glass on top of the thing?
They were thick.
That's crazy. It's just psycho fucking British guys burning the building down.
Historical significance. The Glasshouse in Aldershot. Now, Aldershot was a 19th century military town. It was one of the most imposing buildings in 19th century Aldershot. Like, you see the picture. That
Yeah. It looks intimidating.
It is
Sure.
an intimidating thing. So here's a list of Glasshouses prisons in UK, both current and past. And I've tried to include the locations, dates, and inmate capacity, but they didn't always, the inmate capacity wasn't always available. So we had Aldershot. and that the date of operation was 1870 to 1946. The capacity was 165, but by 1946 it was holding up to 500
Whew.
prisoners. And then there's Barlini. Can we agree on that pronunciation?
Yeah.
And that was Glasgow, Scotland.
It's fucking Glasgow. I've been watching Braveheart the last couple of days. So, anyways,
So that is still in operation today, but not as a military prison. It opened in 1882. So that is a 19th century prison still in operation today as a civilian prison.
wow.
I actually think I have a note down here. I think it's the largest civilian prison in Scotland. Maybe I didn't add it, but I believe that's the largest. That's the largest civilian prison in Scotland.
Jesus.
And then there's North Hollerton. Can we agree on that pronunciation?
Yeah.
In North Yorkshire, England, and that was in operation from 1783 to 2013.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
1783.
The inmate capacity could not be found.
Did you mention the dungeons in that place?
Yeah, no.
Ugh.
Look at the next one.
If the walls could talk.
Shepton Mallet in
Somerset,
England. Operation 1635
Oh, no way.
to 2013.
Oh,
Now, this one's interesting. In the 1940s,
was there like one guy there in 2013? Like, hello? Hello, what do you want me to do?
did you forget about me? Ah, fucking rat. Oh. In the 40s, it held over 300 British military prisoners. So during World War II, it held over 700 U.S. servicemen at one time.
As prisoners?
Yes, they turned it over to the U.S. military to use as
Huh.
a U.S. military prison.
Jesus.
In its final years as a civilian prison, it held 189 prisoners. So its final years wasn't as a military prison; it was as a civilian prison.
Yeah. You know, I never really ever thought about, like, when we go to war or other countries go to war, you're going to have people that are like, mm-mm. And you got to deal with them.
Well, you got deserters. You got freaking maniacs who like kill indiscriminately.
Yeah.
People who don't follow orders. People who punch superior officers.
They like to put them in special units.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I never really thought it makes sense, but I don't know. I never thought about that. Like, to go 700 U.S. servicemen of all walks in life, like, they're probably like, it was probably crazy. You probably have your gambit of like just moronic pussies or whatever, and then like crazy killers.
You probably have people who cracked up too.
And cracked up, nuts. Like, yeah, so.
You know, shell shock was still not really recognized that much.
Yeah, I think they called it something. It was in World War I, it was shell shock. Then World War II is war syndrome or something, whatever. Well, you remember though when that general came into the barracks and like started slapping guys around. He's like, "What's your problem?" He's like, "Oh, he's like, slap him around. Like, get back in uniform. Set him on the front lines. How dare you cry around these other heroes?" It's brutal.
They didn't understand it.
Patton.
Yeah. So, final one is Military Corrective Training Center, which is MCTC, and that's in Colchester, Essex, England, and that's still in operation today. Originally, when I looked this up, it says we have no information on when it was built, and then I did some deeper research, and the foundations of rebuilt MCTC, as it looks today, were laid in 1983.
Oh, shit. So that's fairly new.
Yes. The detainees were moved into new accommodations in 1986. And in 1988, the official opening of MCTC Colchester was carried out by then Secretary of Defense. Who cares what his name is? George Younger, MP. Don't know what that means.
Military police?
No information on its capacity.
Master plumber?
Could be. As this is an active military installation, they probably keep that kind of.
Oh, yeah. You're on a need to know basis. And I need to know.
Yeah, and you don't.
We should call him up and be like, yeah, this is Johnny and Mike D from
Take on the world. We need to know some information, and you need to give it up now. We don't care. The MCTC in Colchester is currently the only remaining military correctional facility in the British Armed Forces. It is technically not a prison.
Show me otherwise.
Here's an explanation of Shepton Mallet Prison. In 1942, the U.S. military took over Shepton Mallet Prison. During World War II, it housed 700 military servicemen at one time. 18 military executions were carried out at Shepton Mallet during the war, including 16 U.S. military servicemen hanged and executed, and 2 were executed by firing squad.
Holy fuck.
They must have been traitors.
Traitors, or they didn't look kindly on
Deserters.
Deserter. Cowards.
Also at Shepton, throughout World War II, Shepton Mallet Old Women's Wing became a top secret repository for National Archives. Approximately 300 tomes. Tones?
Tunnies.
Is that tons or tones?
It's tunnies.
Tunnies of records and archive materials, including priceless items such as the Magna Carta and the Doomsday Book, were moved from London's Public Record Office for safekeeping. So the Magna Carta was there. I also heard the Magna Carta had been moved to Fort Knox, too.
I heard that as well.
When we did Fort Knox, I'm pretty sure they moved it from this facility to Fort Knox. Let's see. Post-war riots and closure. Aldershot Military Prison. 46, the severe overcrowding. We talked about that. The riot, destruction of the main building. We talked about that. Demolished in 1958. Talked about that. Notable inmates. The Cray twins. After World War II, when Shepton Mallet reverted to a British military prison, it held the infamous London gangsters Ronnie and Reggie Cray. And all I know is
they go around stealing toothpaste.
All I know is they were cray. I don't know anything about them. If you're English and can tell me something about the crays,
I was going to talk
Ronnie and Reggie, let us know.
I was going to, and I held this out. So I was in Johnny Jump Ahead, which you should be proud of me.
I am very proud of you.
I was going to say, were there any
You did it for POB.
Were there any notable inmates that, so to speak, graduated from this prison and then became like legendary, like war fighters or something?
I didn't find any, so I searched specifically for notable inmates, and that's the only thing that came up.
The Cray twins.
The Crays. Ronnie and Reggie.
Ronnie and Reggie.
So escapes.
London gangsters.
Throughout its history, Shepton Mallet Prison experienced numerous escape attempts and successful escapes. Notable escapes include July 1945, 7 American soldiers escaped using railway sleepers stacked against the wall. 76, 3 inmates escaped through a barred toilet window, made it through the roof, and escaped over the lower roof. 1987, 3 men sawed through their cell window bars, climbed onto the roof, and escaped using a rope made of knotted sheets.
God damn, was it that bad? You just could not follow military bearing?
Well, by 1987, it was a civilian prison. Also, 76, I think it was a civilian prison by then. These events highlight the complex history of Glasshouse prisons, from their role in wartime to the challenges of overcrowding and security, as well as their place in British military and criminal justice history. Dun, 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 dun. Now, there's plenty more to discuss. That's the research I have. There was something else that I ran across that I didn't write down. And I can't remember what the hell it was.
That's it. Malort shot for you.
No. When I was down with them, I had to do 2.
Ooh. Yeah, what was I reading? They said that was like, that's like a Pittsburgh thing, isn't it?
No, it's a Chicago thing.
That's it, Chicago.
It's a Chicago handshake.
Ugh.
It's like a Jaeger bomb here, or a
Nor.
that, and there's the old time beer. It's a beer and a shot. People actually like that crap.
I'd rather drink a beer than get shot.
They asked me how you liked it when we were drinking, and I said, well, at first he thought he liked it, and then he realized he didn't.
No, I took like 4 shots, didn't I? Something like that.
Yeah.
I went home that night and I felt the worst I had ever felt in my life. And I was like on the verge of like yakking, and I'm like, no more Malort for me. No, I'm just looking at it. It's like laughing at me. Peppermint. No, what does it say? Does it say? No, I can't read Old English.
It says Jepson's Malort.
Jepson's Malort.
Actually, Jepson's makes a bourbon too. I hate to taste it.
So does Jackwin's.
Yeah. Anyhow, so that's, unless you have something else, that's what I got on this one, dude.
No, I don't. I just thought it was interesting.
Oh, let's talk about the program we watched. So, I wanted to talk about the sentencing.
Okay.
So, what they had said on, now I'm talking more modern day, that the sentencing is from 10 days until 2 years. So, if you're sentenced to a military confinement, then let's not say prison because they don't call it a prison. If you're sentenced to military confinement from 10 days to 2 years, they'll hold you at this thing. And again, it's with the utmost hope that you go through,
straighten your ass
out, and return to the military and become productive.
I would like to know if, like, so, because when the video we watched is, they have all walks of life in the military, like different units, whatever they call them over there. So you might have, there's females and males. They're all dressed in different regalia in their military uniform. You said they're stripped of their rank. When they go back, after they, like, you've gone through the glass house, are they reinstated with their rank before, or they just busted down?
Well, that would depend on what happened when they were at their court martial, or I don't know what the British military calls it, but like
do we
in the Navy you go to captain's mast or you go to court martial.
Do we have something similar to this in the States, where like if you're just a complete fucktard, or you fucked up real bad, like not following orders or just refusal of orders?
Yeah.
Do they send you to something like this, or they just throw you in jail? Leavenworth, 20 years? No,
you can go to the brig. Like when in the Navy, you can get sent to the brig for a short period of time. You can.
Do they got holding cells? I would imagine they have holding cells on the ships.
Oh yeah, it's called the brig.
Okay, so the brig is not like something when they dock, you're like, you're in the brig.
There's yes and
no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or they, like, you go to captain's mast and you can say, okay, you're gonna do 14 days extra duty, 14 days loss of pay, and I'm gonna bust you down a rank.
Ooh.
So it's happened.
No more Mama Sans for you for at least a month. You're gonna be scrubbing the fucking whatever coral off the side of the boat.
You could be.
Oh,
You could be.
just like that nasty shit. Here, go down in the bows with the what do they call the what did they say was the worst job in the Navy? Or the dirtiest job in the Navy was like the boat the guy who greases all the engine parts.
That's a machinist, mate.
And but it's
We call them the pit monkeys.
It's like a very prestigious job.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. I don't know. I didn't live that life. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. A bosun's mate is someone who does pretty much whatever they're told, like swabbing decks or painting or whatever.
I remember this one job I had before where I'm at now. When you had downtime, they're like, you had to scrub the diamond plate. And I just hated that. That was like the worst job ever. So you had just like a wet rag of chemicals, and like diamond plate's so aggressive, like you can't get in all the nooks and crannies. And then like it was probably like ex-military guys, and they're like, that's not clean enough. Keep going. I'm like, it's diamond plate. Who cares? Like, I don't like, my fingers are sore. I got cuts on my hands.
Why did they use a brush?
You can have a brush, but you still couldn't fucking do it. I worked with a guy. He was in, God bless his soul. He's gone on, Bob Nostein. And one day we were I was cleaning the diamond plate. And he goes, yeah, chisel I couldn't get the screws out of the diamond plate to take it up so I can take it over to the sink and clean it. And he goes, chisel the screws off. And I didn't know what that meant. So I literally, I was just about to chisel the heads of the screws off. And he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm chiseling the heads off. And he goes, no. And you know how you get an edge of the screw and you chisel it so you can unscrew it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I had no idea I've never done this before. And he's like, I said, Bob, I was like literally about to chisel the heads off. And he was like laughing. He's like, you fucking idiot. Like, I didn't know any better. Like, nobody's already taught me this shit. Yeah, it was, anyways.
So the show we watched, they followed the one chick that came in. She had 10 days or whatever. I thought they said 4 days, but
that seems like a pretty light sentence.
I guess she failed to follow an order or something.
Yeah. And she was pretty shitty about it. Like real cocky and
yeah. And the officers that were there were like, she just doesn't get it. Like, she doesn't get it. And I often wonder what happened to her because they didn't really show her after she left.
No. Then who was the other guy? That one, I guess they call him DS. I don't know what that means. Drill staff?
Drill sergeant?
Drill sergeant?
Yes, drill sergeant.
No, because they call them, when they answer, they call them staff.
Oh, yeah.
So, whatever. And he's ridiculously marching behind her. He's like, arms. I guess when they march, they have to have their arms like this. Like, oh, I can't do this in this coat. It's too tight. And I don't want to knock my mic over. But he's like, march. And you can see in her face or his face, he's just like, get out of here. And it's a ridiculously fast, pace march. Yeah.
I don't understand that exaggerated marching like that.
Have you ever seen the slow marching? Like the French Foreign Legion?
Yeah.
They do the very slow, and it has a name, half step or something like that. And I don't know.
Like horse triage.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I wouldn't want to go there. They just seem like they'd be up your ass 24/7. Just testing you,
Pushing.
But in the video, it seemed like they were pretty cool. Of course, they're being, they're making a documentary, so
Well,
it might be a little different. I want to know what that.
They were trying to be cool with the kids.
I wonder what that wooden stick is that the DS carries around. You know, remember on the Bad Lads, and he's like, "Did you just call me Sarge?" He's only 2 soldiers in this man's army.
Yeah.
One is a sausage, and the other is a
Massage.
Are you calling me a wanker? It's fucking great.
Unless you want to massage my sausage.
Yeah. Oh.
Anyway,
yeah.
if I could find it, I'll throw that link on here.
Yeah.
At least to the Bad Lads, because that one was entertaining.
Yeah. It's a good show. I watched all of it. And then they're just like, they're trying to help these guys out so you don't go to prison. And they just don't. Some people just don't get it. Like, okay, all right. Just play the game, man. Yeah, it's going to suck, but would you rather go to prison?
The only thing I think is some of these people who go to these places and just don't take it serious, like they don't want to be in the military anymore. And they're hoping to get kicked out.
True. Yeah, you might have that. Dude, there's no way. I would not want a dishonorable discharge.
I don't know what they call it in the UK.
Mm.
And I don't know how it affects you in the UK. Like here, it's a dishonorable discharge means something.
Shit, yeah. Oh, well, I'm sure it means something there, too. I mean, their military is no joke. I mean, shit, they're like our fucking our father of our military.
Anyway, so that is the story of the UK military prisons, aka Glasshouse, or glass houses. Only one still in operation, and the original is from 1870, and it was called that because it had a glass roof. So we took on the glass houses of UK, and you go take on the world, but don't get locked up doing it.
This podcast is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find other great shows on the network, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. That's deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Hold on, stop.
Welcome back to the Shit Show 2.0.
Okay, Boomer.
Damn millennials. Wow.
Did not know that. Even flirters who are obviously mentally ill. You want to be my wife?
Oh, this is gonna go downhill real quick.